Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Should be good now. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Good. Nityananda, 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 Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hey, Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. It's all experiment today. There's some new songs. Nityananda Gauranga. Won't be perfect. Improv. Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga. It doesn't work very good. Let's try this. A little more steady beat. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Let's try with a little microphone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda Gaurachandra, Nityananda, Nityananda Gaurachandra, oh Nityananda, Nityananda Gaurachandra, Nityananda, Nityananda Gaurachandra, Nityananda Gaurachandra, Nityananda, Nityananda, Nityananda Gaurachandra, Gaurachandra Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra Nityananda Nityananda Gaurachandra Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra Nityananda Nityananda Gaurachandra Dvaita Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. How's the sound? Is it working? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gaurachandra, Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra, Nityananda Gaurachandra, Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra, Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra, Nityananda Gaurachandra, Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra, Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra, Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Gauranga, Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra, 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 Shri Advaita, yeah! Woo! Shri Advaita Nityananda Gaurachandra, Sri Advaita Nityananda Gaura Chandra. 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Sri Advaita. Gauranga, Gauranga, Sri Advaita. Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda. Gauranga, Gauranga, Sri Advaita. Sri Advaita, Sri Advaita, Nityananda. Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda Gauranga Sri Advaita, Sri Advaita Nityananda Gauranga Gaurachandra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Jaya Sri Caitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Nityananda Gauranga. All right. That was an experiment. That was fun. Kind of fun, huh? But we'll develop that a little bit more. I get some more new songs. So let's see here. A few minutes, a little chanting here with japa. If anybody wants to come on, here's the link again. Put the link up there if anybody wants to come on. Hare Krishna. Yeah, maybe I'll just start reading something here. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Lord Caitanya, Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Bhakti Tam, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. Madhya Lila, Chapter 1. This is the beginning of the Sankirtan movement, the Prema Sankirtan movement. I'm just going to find somewhere in here. It's page 229. Early every morning, the Lord went for his bath in the Ganga, and upon his return, he found the students awaiting him. The Lord uttered the Lord uttered only Krishna's name and nothing else. The students could not understand their teacher's mood. Oh, Govinda's there. Okay, great. Yeah. On the students' request, the Lord sat down to teach. The students sat down and opened their books, taking the Lord's name Hari as they were accustomed. The Lord of Sachimata, the son of Sachimata, Nimai Pandit, was greatly overjoyed at hearing his beloved Lord's name. The son of Sachimata, Nimai Pandit, was greatly overjoyed at hearing his beloved Lord's name. He again became absorbed in forgetting his external conscious senses and looked upon everybody with his merciful glance. Wholly absorbed in Krishna, the Lord began explaining to his students. He told his students that the essential lesson of everything was Lord Krishna, or all aphorisms, all commentaries, and all dissertations were actually describing the glories of the holy name. The Lord said, the only eternal truth is the holy name of Krishna. Oh, I love hearing that. Do you love hearing that, everybody? The only eternal truth. Hear it, Maya. I'm speaking to you. Is the holy name of Krishna. Madness. Pure madness. Oh, don't you love that truth, man? The only. Well, let me read that again. Wait, I forgot how that went. It's such a long sentence. Let's see how I have to see how that went
It's so simple.
again. The only eternal truth is the holy name of Krishna. So, what are the ramifications of that? So, if the holy name of Krishna is eternal and you're chanting that holy name, what does that mean? What does that mean? Holy name of Krishna. One is you'll never get bored. Oh my God. Oh well, it's okay. Anyway, I gotta. It's raining here. See, the demigods are pissed off as I stabbed Maya. Oh my God. Oh, they really pissed off, man. They're really mad at me. I'm sorry. I insulted you. Come on, huh? Boy, they really put a rainstorm here too, man. It is pouring down. But I can shut the door, so I'll say a few more words. Insulting Maya. Is it okay? Is it? Do I have permission to insult Maya, or do I have to be careful of being offensive? Okay. All right. The only eternal truth is the holy name of Lord Krishna. Holy name of Lord Krishna. Yeah. Krishna is the only worshipable Lord in all the scriptures. See, it's God. Isn't that interesting? Even all the scriptures, they seem to be saying about a different God, or God in some other way, right? But it's actually Krishna. How is that? See? Because Krishna has a certain, this is the thing. If you understand Sat Chidananda, what we preach here and teach here very vigorously, very enthusiastically, very truthfully, then you can identify this Satchidananda. You can look in the scriptures of the Bible. You could see Satchidananda in there also. You can see its workings, how the Lord uses a person, a prophet, and he speaks through them. And they even say, "Thus speaketh the Lord." You notice? See, that's how it works, man. He uses somebody. But if the Lord ain't speaking, that's called a false prophet. See? And that's all about Krishna too, because he's a liar. He's got everything in him. He lies through his Maya. He lies even through Yoga Maya. He tells little lies, but they're cute and they actually result in the liberation of souls. But he lies in his Mahamaya and it results in entanglement and suffering. And you think, what kind of God is that? Creates Maya. Why does he want people to suffer? He doesn't want. That's why he comes. That's why his devotees come here to teach us that we need information. We don't have. They don't teach this in school, do they? They don't teach this in Maya. Somehow or other, we've fallen into this entanglement. So the Lord is always sending a Jesus or coming himself as Krishna and Lord Caitanya and so many other devotees to help us teach us about Krishna is in all the scriptures. See, if you come here, we'll teach you how to see Krishna in the Bible, in the Quran, in the Vedas, in the devotees. Oh, yeah, and that's the most important place too. The living God, living expression of the eternal truth. Oh, it's got a special potency, doesn't it? A lot of people read the scriptures. There are millions of Vaishnavas reading the scriptures in ISKCON and Gaudiya Math and Gaudiya Samiti. But how many Vaishnavas have experiences like you do? Even hundreds of those gurus don't have the experiences that many of you are getting. Shows you when the Lord is using somebody genuinely, see? Genuinely. See, it's got to be genuinely. If it's not genuinely, in other words, you're not getting intoxicated listening to that guru, is not genuinely. It's got to have some buzz to it. See, I just right there, Lord proved it right there. Every word is describing the glories of Krishna, even genuinely. Genesis, something happens. Genesis. Louder, huh? You want Fanny? You're really causing me to. I gotta strain myself. If you, what do you expect? I'm just a frail person, man. I can't hold this potency here. It's intense. So I got to take rest breaks. See, a new word, genuine. See, genuinely. You got to find the genuine guru so you can get genuine. You get genuine wine. It's got to be genuine, not fake. See, and they genuine you, the unwind you of the Maya. They unwind Maya. Another thing. Yeah, it's the only worshipable Lord in all the scriptures. See, so we got to look for that. If it's a real scripture, it'll have the real Lord. It'll have some something of that, you know. And the Vedas are the best because they're so clear explanation. There ain't any other scriptures that clarify who and what God is and give such a great description. That's why the Bhagavatam says, "What need is there for any other scripture?" I mean, you really don't need to, but I don't know. I enjoy reading the Bible. I look for the juicy parts. It's very good for preaching. Yeah, we got these Chaitanya Bhagavats. So see, because the scripture's in there. Yeah. Okay. So is the only worshipable Lord in all the scriptures. Krishna is the supreme controller. See, this is information people don't know. This is why people are agitated, whether you're a demon or a demigod, whether you're a good or bad person, agitation in the modes because of lack of knowledge. That's why Bhagavad Gita says if you can understand this, the sages, by understanding these words of Bhagavad Gita, they have attained salvation and liberation. Maybe because people lack this knowledge, therefore they're agitated by the modes. See? Why wouldn't you attain peace when you see that the Lord is controlling everything? Okay? There is no need for a fight. What is this? I have to fight. That would just you ever see judo? In judo they use the weight of the person to overcome them. See, they use that. And so that's basically how this you don't actually you don't need to really do anything because the weight of the person's karmic activity is they have to reap the result of that. See, so what is the point? I mean, what do I have to try to fight the person? That we're always subject to our own karma. If I do good deeds, I get the result of good deeds. If I do bad deeds, I get the result of bad deeds, right? So, what side do you want to? This is a trick question. What side do you want to pick? Do you want the side of good deeds or bad deeds, Tom?
I don't know. Good deeds, bad deeds.
What?
The weight of the truth and of love is the ultimate weight. The other, they have no weight.
Well, if you get good karma, you can become like a demigod. You can go to heaven and enjoy with 21 virgins, have all the sex you want, and no reaction.
Yeah,
See?
you want to you want me to wait to weigh if I want lust or other things? I I can't. Yeah, yeah. I feel foolish. Continue, please. Your sound is gone here. There's no sound.
Is the sound back?
Yes, yes. And Freddy
Yes.
is also back.
All right. Freddie will give us the right answer. He's our scholar here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh, finally, man, we got something. Yeah.
Finally, I got through.
Loud and clear. Thank you.
So, what is this about sex with 24
20, 21 virgins,
or
not 24.
21?
You only get 21. That's
No reactions.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so the idea is I forgot what my point was. Let's see. I had a point somewhere here. Oh yeah. There's nothing. Yeah. See, people are just creating their karma, and they see whether it's good or bad. See, so you don't really have to do anything unless see the Lord. If you're this is his pastimes here. So if you're a good guy or a bad guy, you got to play a part. It's like a movie. You need both, right? To keep the. Could you imagine going to a movie and there's no bad guys? What kind of movie would that be? It's
Boring
the same
movie.
with the material. You come here, there's no bad guys or good guys. What part do you want to play? You don't fit here. Well, maybe there is a part for the person to play here. No, if you're not a good guy or a bad guy. What's that part, Freddie?
Well, maybe a comic movie. There is no good and bad.
5 years you've been with me, and you can't answer a simple theological Siddhantic question. Let's see if Govinda
Repeat,
do.
repeat the question. I was
Part,
deviated.
huh?
I was
I bet
distracted.
Govinda, I bet he has the answer. What's the answer?
I didn't hear the question.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, the question. Yeah. Basically, okay. People think they got to fight the bad in this world, right? And you got to. If you're a good guy, you've got to fight the bad guy. See, and it's so funny. The bad guys are fighting the good guys. The bad guys, like say for guys, say the government now. The government is screwing it wants to screw everybody. They have a vendetta on the world. Really, I mean, that's what they're doing. You know, they have a depopulation agenda, and you're on it. Um, and oh, of course, they don't tell you that. you know. Yeah. And so that's kind of a bad deed, but of course they justify it, And so okay, so that's going. And the good guys, they kind of the ones who are like really study these things and do research, not like people in our sangha, they don't do any research. They don't want to do stuff. They just want to get high on God. That's it. And that's okay, man. You can just let it go right over your head if you want. No problem. It'll all somehow work out. So anyway, I don't know. I like to study this stuff. I guess it's good for preaching. Highest truth distinguished from illusion for the welfare of everybody. Yeah. Okay. So there's that going, the good and bad. But each person is getting the result of their actions. There's good karma and bad karma. Okay. And the highest you can go is heaven. This is actually taught in our Vedas. Is heaven from doing these actions. And there's one other action. Well, you can go for liberation. You can do and go meditate in spite of all this stuff, and go for liberation. But this bhakti, this devotional path, is amazing because it's an active one, especially if you're a preacher and not a bhajananandi or a ghosananandi. You can act in this world in a way you don't create bad or good karma, and that's what we're doing, and actually dissolve the karmas of everybody, especially whoever comes to this path. They start to engage in actions that produce this devotion, this love, instead of hate. See, the world, like Bhagavad Gita says, is hate and anger. That's what's going on. Lust, hate, and anger. In this world, in this action, in these activities, devotional, it's actually devotion. You're producing this loving relationship between yourself and God, and also promoting that in the world. This was Prahlad's preaching in the months. He wasn't trying to stop Hiranyakashipu from taking over the universe. He wasn't fighting that way, and he wasn't complying with that either. I mean, he wasn't like making it going out as a way to become like on his side, okay? Siding up, like the masses do. The masses side up on whoever's stronger in power, because they obey authority. So if the authorities are the demons, they obey the demons. If the authorities are the demigods, they obey them. Okay? But when there's a Prahlad, see, when there's a preacher, when there's a Jesus, when there's a Lord Caitanya, where there's a Nityananda, and they're preaching devotional service, love of God, then that's another activity people can take on either side. Whoever, see, yeah, what Amy says is true, is a devotee, the devotional path. That's what we're doing. See, this has no good reaction or no bad reaction. It has a devotional reaction. It causes devotion to grow in the heart, and it saves people through the devotion, not just salvation, not just liberation preaching. This, you're saved by becoming a real devotee of the Supreme Lord, and that's wonderful. It's rare. Right? And there's two levels of it. See, Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta Bhaktivinoda, they started it with the Vaidhi level, but always thinking that it's coming into this. This is the mature stage of devotional service. It needs to come to that stage because, especially now in this Kali Yuga, the Vaidis get overwhelmed very easily by who's in charge because it's so powerful. You need something more powerful. That's spontaneous devotion, more powerful than anything. Yeah. So, anyway, you all failed. Too bad, except Amy. Food service
In
wins. Food
in
server
Bhagavad
wins.
Gita, in
She
Bhagavad
listens
Gita,
good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She listens really good. True love serves saves the day. Yes. All right, Freddie.
in
Can you
this
do that?
connection there in Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse that says, "One who sees action in non-action and non-action in action, he is truly wise." And that refers to this bhakti that has actually no reaction in the bhakti action. Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually the explanation of the more of a deeper explanation of that, more of the details. Otherwise, um, you can't really grab that. How do you figure that out? This is the deeper purport of that. The you engage in bhakti. That's action and inaction, because it's not considered an action or an inaction in the world. It's beyond it's it's just got to chant Hare Krishna, man, and just get some experience. Here, chant Hare Krishna in this association, and you'll become like uh, what's his face here, Freddie. So, Freddie, why don't you read us some Chaitanya Charitamrita?
Oh
I,
my
I,
God.
I,
Then
I'm
I have to go upstairs and take the book.
Why don't you get prepared for these things? But anyway, don't worry about it. Just do it. Let's see where it goes. See, Amy teaches the essence of truth by her actions. See, I listen to you. I love you guys. That's it, man. That's the essence of bhakti. You shall know that you're a real disciple by how much you love each other. You know. So I'll read a verse while he's getting prepared and continue. The Lord began explaining to his students. He told his students that the essential lesson of everything was Lord Krishna. Okay? The essential lesson of everything. So everything, all paths lie upon Krishna like pearls on a string, right? But how long? See, people say this thing, all paths lead to the God, right? But they don't think how long could it take to find the Lord if you're following some of these paths. Say you're following Tony Robbins and you're learning all these things and everything. See, and the essential, what is this? Essential lesson, I think he said. The essential lesson of everything was Lord Krishna. But how long would it take you to understand that? You go from that path into another path, into another path, because there's no direct lesson. And then even Vaidhi Bhakti, that's still a little bit indirect, isn't it? They don't, the essential lesson is Lord Krishna. See? And so the Raganuga path is you're getting really hot, you're getting close. See? Not only do you hear it, well, okay, one other step. You can hear it and still not quite, you're getting closer, but you're hearing it, but not quite hearing it. Oh yeah, yeah, love of Krishna, Rupa, Rupa, Raga, Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. but you're not tasting the Radha. You're not, see? So the essential lesson of Lord Krishna is when you're really hearing the Bhagavatam, when you're really hearing Bhagavad Gita, when you're hearing from a bona fide spiritual master, not holding back and telling you the essential conclusion. See? And then you really get it. See, it gives direct perception of the self by realization. See? Because you're getting the good news. You're getting the news, the essence. You're hearing the essence. It's direct perception. You start to get it from the vibration. You get it from a Satchidananda Guru, their vibration. See, and their word is attuned to that vibration as it is, not speculation, by personal experience of Satchidananda. Ooh, man, how can you not become realized, Freddie? How can you not become ecstatic? That's really close. That must be that pearl of great price Jesus was talking about. This is the spiritual master, the bona fide one. All right, Freddie, what are you going to read us?
I just continue where I left off.
Why not?
Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 8, the discussion between Lord Caitanya and Ramananda Roy.
Okay.
So all glories to Srila Gaura Haridas and all the Sangha members who are very sweet, wonderful devotees who appear every day in the live stream and share all their realizations, and many of them become very ecstatic. Govinda is always smiling. Tom is always kind of stoic behind his beard.
Doesn't Govinda look a little boy? Doesn't he look at that face, man?
Yeah, he is always these.
He looks like
smiling cheeks.
Yeah, you remember that movie called The Little Rascals? He looks like he's one of those.
Yeah, he looks like a Ninja Turtle. You saw that movie, Ninja Turtles? It's good. It's a good movie. They also fight against the bad guys, but that's still within the duality.
Stop stalling. I want to hear this thing.
Okay. I start reading. Verse 58. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, is worshipped by the power execution of prescribed duties in the system of Varna Ashrama. There is no other way to satisfy the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One must be situated in the institution of the 4 Varnas and Asramas. The Lord replied, "This is external. You had better tell me of some other means." Ramananda Roy replied, "To offer the result of one's activities to Krishna is the essence of all perfection." Ramananda Roy continued, my dear son of Kunti, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer in sacrifice, whatever give in charity, and whatever austerities you perform, all the results of such activities should be offered to me, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is also external, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied. Please proceed and speak further on this matter. Ramananda Roy replied, to give up one's occupational duties in the Varnasrama system is the essence of perfection. Ramananda Roy continued, occupational duties are described in the religious scriptures. If one analyzes them, he can fully understand their qualities and faults and then give them up completely to render service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a person is considered a first-class man. As stated in Scripture, Bhagavad Gita 18:66, after giving up all kinds of religious and occupational duties, if you come to me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and take shelter. I will give you protection from all of life's sinful reactions. Do not worry. After hearing Ramananda Roy speaks in this way, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again rejected his statement and said, "Go ahead and say something more." Ramananda Roy replied, "Devotional service mixed with empiric knowledge is the essence of perfection." Ramananda Roy continued, "According to the Bhagavad Gita, one who is thus transcendentally situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful.
What is
He never laments.
empiric? What does empiric knowledge mean?
Empiric knowledge is the knowledge gained by our five senses and by the mind and by our intelligence.
Is there speculation in there, perchance?
There is definitely speculation in a sense, because our senses are not perfect, so we never see reality as it is, only through our contaminated senses and mind. So you have never perfect conclusions in that way. So there is always speculation in it.
Read that verse again. I want to hear it.
Ramananda Roy continued, according to Bhagavad Gita, one who is thus transcendentally situated at once realizes Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me.
Yeah. So to me, that's kind of like where a lot of Christians are. They have an experience of God. This is more like a salvation thing. They even speak in terms of that, like being saved and salvation, and they feel joyful. It's a God joy. They even talk about it like that. So that is actually a very deep state, and but there's speculation in there because still you don't know uh, the deeper truths, the deeper revelation and realization of God. So you just, I mean, you feel fully joyful and everything because that's the more Brahman level. So what is the Lord? Does he reject that one too? I think, right?
Yes, he rejects that one too. But the previous verse is about this empiric knowledge, and there is a purport about it that explains it more.
Oh yeah, read some of the purport.
So Ramananda Roy then replied, "Devotional service mixed with empiric knowledge is the essence of perfection." And then the purport: devotional service mixed with non-Vedic speculative knowledge is certainly not pure devotional service. Therefore, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, in his Anubhasya, preaches that self-realization following the execution of ritualistic ceremonies is in the neutral stage between liberation and conditioned life. It is a place beyond this material world, in the river Viraja, where the three modes of material nature are subdued or neutralized in the unmanifested stage. However, the spiritual world is a manifestation of spiritual energy and is known as Vaikuntha Loka, the place where there is no anxiety. The material world, known as Brahmananda, is the creation of the external energy. Between the two creations, the material creation and the spiritual creation, is a river known as Viraja, as well as a place known as Brahmaloka. Virajanadi and Brahmaloka are shelters for living entities disgusted with material life, inclined to impersonal existence by way of denying material variegatedness. Since these places are not situated in the Vaikuntha Lokas or the spiritual world, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu claims them to be external. In the Brahma Loka and in the Viraja Nadi, one cannot conceive of the Vaikuntha Lokas. Brahma Loka and Viraja Nadi are also attained after difficult austerities. But in these realms, there is no understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His transcendental loving service.
Yeah,
Without such,
it's interesting because I see those elements in Vaishnavism too. Because even though they're using the Lord um, as they're worshiping Krishna, like externally, you could say, but there's no internal understanding of Krishna often. They don't know this Satchidananda. As a matter of fact, they often act against it. And I heard Prabhupada say in some of these purports, uh, uh, he actually quoted Bhakti Siddhanta. He said, in Vaishnavism, there are many Shiva worshippers. See, uh, they act as Vaishnavas, but they're actually worshiping Shiva because they worship liberation. And I find people here, sometimes they come here and they get to a point like a liberated kind of feeling and stage, and then they want to go off and be alone, kind of a monistic thing. So it's so funny because you can see all those elements here, that come through here. Literally, they just kind of come through and they go off and they don't care about being with anybody else. So there's speculation there. They don't understand, they don't understand these things that we're learning about how to be a family of Vrindavan, because we're here and we have this association. It's a great opportunity to get purified. But some people, they kind of get off at a certain stop, and they're happy with just being kind of the little rays of liberation. They don't care to do the actually. Those who really get it, they're really they have this mentality of just what the book teaches, man. They're actually acting like a real disciple of serving Guru, Krishna, and the Vaishnavas. This kind of thing. They don't give up. Like, oh, I'm there now, I'm with Krishna, and then I give up service to Guru. I mean, they never give that up. I mean, you could see these elements here. You could see those are the ones that are continually fed by the mercy of Lord Caitanya, which is this ecstatic attraction increasing. And otherwise, if you get off, you start to think, start poo pooing the Guru. Oh, you don't need them anymore. And then you start speculating about these other things, um, these other ideas. And that's not pure devotional service. So yeah, it's really pretty fascinating. Everything in the book starts to happen here in life. You can start to see it come through. Um, yeah, I think empiric knowledge is also something to do with speculation. I'm going to look up a definition. Maybe Tom, you can look up a definition, or knowledge you try to learn from your own senses, which ends up in you can only speculate on the spiritual realm if you're not experiencing it. Like Satchidananda, I can't see Satchidananda per se, because it's beyond the mind and beyond the senses and everything. But the Lord gives us the potency to be able to pick up that vibration, that frequency. See, and that's what we see. It's in the chanting and the relishing. So I can't imagine why someone would want to leave you. You are so amazing, it baffles me. Well, Krishna's amazing and he's working here. I can't imagine leaving this service. I mean, it's like it baffles me why anybody would. I mean, I'm just serving like you. I'm here also in the audience like you. The Lord, I really experience that He's speaking. I mean, I can't come up with these things on my own. Neither could Prabhupada. He knows it. That's why he said, Krishna is dictating these things. Brahmananda Roy in a conversation, he'll coming up. He says, I find this is amazing. You're sitting there listening, but you're also speaking. This is the intimacy that the Lord's giving us in Kali Yuga. I mean, I can't believe I'm experiencing stuff like this. I'm just an ordinary person. And the Lord is giving me these kind of revelations and realizations and to perceive this intimacy, you know, uh, wow, this is an amazing Kali Yuga. Just because he came with his devotees, and somehow or other, this mercy is pumping through our sangha. Yeah, go ahead there, Freddie.
So this Brahmaloka and Virajanadi are also attained after difficult austerities. But in these realms, there is no understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His transcendental loving service. Without such spiritual knowledge, simply detachment from material conditions is but another side of material existence.
Yeah, you see, the people are preaching this austerity thing to attain the higher position, and they have to speculate a bit about this. This is, see, that's not the way. I mean, it's that's the wrong path. It doesn't even line up with the teaching of the Lord. That's why the devotees line up. See, when if I'm preaching the essence, that'll be what the verse actually is. Where does it say you attain the Lord through speculation and through austerities and through renunciation? It doesn't say. The verses in the Chaitanya Charitamrita say you're going to see. Okay, just come up to it. You'll see. You just read on. Read on. You'll see where the Lord talks about it.
Yes,
Coming up
it
fast.
explains it. Yes, without such spiritual knowledge, simply detachment from material conditions is but another side of material existence. From the spiritual point of view, it is all external. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected this proposal, Ramananda Roy suggested that devotional service based on philosophy and logic is more advanced position. He therefore quoted the following verse from the Bhagavad Gita, 1854. Ramananda Roy continued, according to the Bhagavad Gita, one who is thus transcendentally situated at once realizes Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. After hearing this, the
So
Lord,
see, that was still external to the Lord because you're meditating on the Brahman, and it's amazing. I mean, I remember when I got connected with Jesus, I would just meditate basically on that kind of thing, joy all the time, joy, joy, joy. But I got a little bored because there was something more. See, and the Lord even says this is even that's external to the Lord. See, go ahead. I can't wait till you come. Oh, I just
after hearing this, the Lord, as usual, rejected it and considering it to be external devotional service. He again asked Ramananda Roy to speak further, and Ramananda Roy replied, pure devotional service without any touch of speculative knowledge is the essence of perfection. Ramananda Roy continued, Lord Brahma said, my dear Lord, those devotees who have thrown away the impersonal conception of the absolute truth and have therefore abandoned discussion empiric philosophical truths should hear from self-realized devotees about your holy name, form, pastimes, and qualities. They should completely follow the principles of devotional service.
read the word for word. Bang. Read the word for word. Oh no, finish the verse there. They should completely follow blah blah blah, and then read the word for word.
They should completely follow the principles of devotional service and remain free from illicit sex, gambling, intoxication, and animal slaughter. Surrendering themselves fully with body, words, and mind, they can live in any ashrama or social status. Indeed, you are conquered by such person, although you are always unconquerable.
Yeah, and see, even the verse you can say is not completely clean, even though it's in there. Okay, because you can't live in any social status. See, this already it basically says you have to be like a Brahmin type in order to be and listen to devotees like this. You have to follow. It's basically he's mixing the Vaidhi path with this actual way of actually getting this, whether you follow Vaidhi process or you follow that or not. And this is a thing. Read the word for word, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Uh, Jnane is gaining knowledge. Prayasam, unnecessary endeavor. Upada, Upadapasya, setting far aside. Mamanta, completely surrendering. Eva, certainly. Jivanti, life. Sat, Mukaritam, declared by great realized devotees. Vavadya, Vavartam, discussions about you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sthane Sthita, situated in their own positions. Shruti received orally. Tanuvak, Mananobi, by body, words, and mind. Ye, those who. Prayasa, almost always. Ajita, O my unconquerable Lord, beyond perception and unlimited independent.
So that, see, there you go. There's no mention of this thing you have to follow in all the varnas and ashrams, and that's to be a Brahmin. The essence is you need to hear from a devotee. Whether, I mean, people come here and they may have this habit or that habit, and it has nothing to do with them receiving the mercy of the Lord. That's the idea. And Prabhupada sometimes mixes in the Vaidhi thing with this. And I tell you, I've seen people, they tell you, oh, I'm sorry, you can't follow Krishna consciousness because you have to follow all these principles perfectly. And I've even, seen it so far, you can't even chant unless you chant Hare Krishna. Some have said that. Karuna's gurus said that, unless you follow strictly all these things, you can't chant Hare Krishna. So it's not really dependent on any of this stuff, really. You know, if you hear from a devotee empowered by bhakti, they may be in any position. They may be a sudra. Sudras don't follow all these things. So it's not, this path is not just open to a Brahmin. I'm sorry, it's just not a fact. And people have been preaching it like that. And you've got to be a big sannyasi to be advanced in devotional service. And I'm going to prove you can be a food service worker who just appreciates the essence of truth being preached without compromise. Even if I lost, oh, Gohari saying, people can do this and do that and anything they want and also still make it bad. That's not what Prabhupada said. I don't care what you think. I know the essence is right there. And I don't like mixing Vaidhi Bhakti with the pure transmission of this sound vibration to awaken people's soul. I like when Jesus said, I'll go anywhere. You eat meat and you having orgies, but you want to listen to me? Oh, yeah, I'll go there. That's better than going to a Brahmin, and who's opposed, who doesn't like me at all. That's what Lord Caitanya taught like this. He would rather go in a bar with people who were favorable to him than go and speak to Brahmins who thought they were better and higher and bigger and all that stuff. It was affection that was the thing. See, so that verse is about, oh, are you willing to hear from a devotee? Regardless, I'm not. If you come here, if I'm say I'm trying to teach that verse, okay, and I read that verse and it says, well, all you have to do is come here, but you're going to have to follow all the varna. You can't eat chicken, don't eat fish, don't do this, don't do that, follow all the principles perfectly. Otherwise, I ain't going to speak to you. You see the point? I can't. That's why I say you got to look in the word for word a lot of times. Otherwise, the essence might be kind of mixed. Prabhupada mixed some things with his preaching. That's okay. He's a Brahmin too, and all that. And that's why all the scriptures, you have to be empowered to understand this stuff, man. That's why everybody needs a living guru unless you're really deep into love of Krishna and you're an ecstatic devotee on a very mature level. You're going to get bewildered by this stuff. You're going to be bewildered by Prabhupada's books. You won't see exactly how it is. And then you'll go out and, preach things that are mixed, you know? Yeah. You don't. So anyway, that's why the essence is that if you will hear orally from a devotee who is empowered by the Lord, regardless of their position. They could be a Sudra, they could be a Brahmin, they could be a householder, you know, they could be whatever the Lord is empowering. That's what I'm finding is very amazing in this Kali Yuga. These are secrets you learn here that you can't learn in any of these groups. You can't see how the Lord empowers. Even here in our Sangha, the Lord is empowering people to see Him. They're nothing, nothing special according to the world, you know, to show He's giving His closeness just to ordinary people. This is all preached in Chaitanya Leela. The Lord wants to give ordinary people, regardless of their class or what, Him. If you will just listen, that's the thing, is this is not dependent on what you eat, what you don't eat, what rules you follow, Ekadasi, no Ekadasi. No, no. This is pure Chaitanya Leela and pure mercy of Lord Chaitanya's Leela. And anybody understanding the lessons here, you'll understand the mercy of the Lord. You'll be able to receive it and to pass it on to others. Otherwise, it's mixed in with all these Vaidhi and austerity things and everything. Vaidhi Bhakti is a mixture of, these things are contaminations for the pure thing. You just need to find an empowered person who you can see God is actually using, and by their vibration, raising your consciousness, purifying your consciousness from the emanation. See? And that's the essence. And do I demand that you follow the rest of that verse and all that stuff? That you have to be a real good Brahminical type person in order to hear from me? I can't even follow. I don't even want to follow all those things. But I follow the essence. And so, yeah, so that's how you get it. I love that verse, except for these things that have been put in there, and it's kind of missing. So they have to be adjusted. Go ahead there, Freddie, if you want to say something.
Yeah, then you might question why the most religious people want to follow the difficult paths by which you cannot attain the highest transcendental realization.
That's why they're preached, because they can't follow the essence. See, they just like now, here's a perfect example, my friend. I'm preaching the essence, right? Oh, hey man, come listen to us, come a saint, make friends with us, and you'll get ecstatic devotion so easily. Nah, we don't believe. See? And so it's the same thing Jesus said. Because of the hardness of your hearts, Moses preached that. And I say the same thing. Because of the hardness of your hearts, which you show us right here, Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta taught those typical paths. There is no room for this word that people are getting now. They're too thinking, oh, my Guru Dev, I want to get his position so we can get buildings and money and all of that shit. Really dark, desires. And there are your leaders, many of them. Many of them would not be devotees unless they got a position. So the Lord says, oh, okay, I need, that level, neophyte level. That's okay, for a while. We're boiling the milk here. See? So anyway, that's why. So here, I'm here, I've got the order. I'm here to preach the essence. Whoever comes here, and if you come here like they usually, a lot of these guys still are doing after 50 years, right? Still doing. Well, okay, man, you're not ready. Go out there and follow the rules strict. Make sure follow every Ekadasi perfectly, man. And if you miss it, feel guilty as hell. Oh, and feel ashamed of yourself. Don't come here, man. It's too easy, man. Too much ecstasy. Oh, you don't like ecstasy, right? Go follow the rules for another while to develop a desire to attain Krishna. And then it'll lead you to a guru in some lifetime like this. And then they'll preach to you just like this. Just like I'm just preaching like Jesus preached to liberate people. Preaching like Lord Caitanya Nityananda did to liberate people. He didn't say, oh, you gotta be perfect before I'll give you the potency so you can chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy. No, he just gave them the potency. Oh, you're coming to listen. Oh, come get this energy. Come get Bhakti Lata Bees. Oh, you have faith in my preaching and Nityananda's preaching. And they're his followers preaching. Oh, they're all connected. It's all family. Doesn't it seem to work like that here? because it's part of the family, right, Freddie? Freddie, are we ready or what?
We are ready and we are steady.
Freddie, ready, steady. Steady, Freddie. Amy Rose, just by listening to you, everything changes and becomes auspicious. There you go. I like that. That's true. See, she knows. She's just speaking a realization. Can you imagine having realizations like that? That sounds like Arjuna said, when he heard from Krishna. My God, my ears are like tongues, man. I'm getting direct perception of the self by realization, just by hearing from you. Uh-huh. That's why I come here. It's easy peasy. I like this path, man. It's fantastic. Yeah. Follow the order of Prabhupada. One guy had the audacity to say, you know, you're going to hell because you don't follow Prabhupada's orders. Are you kidding? That's whole our preaching is based on that, on the personal order I got from Prabhupada. And when I got that order, I was drinking coffee. He didn't say, "Well, go Hari, you can preach and all this stuff, but you got to give that up." He didn't say that. Why didn't he mention that? If that was so all encompassing important. See? No, you got the potency, man. The Lord can use a guy he can use a Sudra who's just a Sudra who just has this natural spontaneous affection for him better than he can use 1,000 of these puffed up gurus and sannyasis who think it's by their austerities and renunciations and big fasts and their regulative devotional program they're going to attain Krishna. He can use somebody who just actually he's given himself to much better. Because they tell you how it is. I mean, and they use the verses. See, that's the only problem I have with that verse is all that putting that in there, which is unnecessary. Now, maybe before when he was preaching, but now. Go ahead. What,
So
Freddie?
you can question what makes an activity sinful, because we see when a pure devotee awakens to ecstatic love and he drinks coffee once in a while, then that activity in itself is not sinful anymore. But when one is under the three modes of material nature and does these activities, they are considered to be sinful.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, when is an activity sinful or not?
There's a science to this. See, the reason why sin isn't born in a devotee, even though they may do sinful things, they may have a glass of wine sometimes. Sometimes I have a beer. Sometimes I like it, And but why is their sin not actually born, and you become like overwhelmed, alcoholics and all that stuff? Why? Because of ecstatic devotion. It burns away all indiscrepancies. Not that you use it as a license, but you could use it as a license to be a normal person. I'm just kind of like, normal and natural. I just kind of how I like to live like that. I don't want to put on pretenses. I don't want to be something that I'm not. And the Lord seems to be good with that. He seems to like that, And matter of fact, when I try to be artificially anything, he doesn't like it. Just matter of fact, I feel like, like I'm doing something wrong or something. And Nityananda was a bit like that. The Lord liked him just being like himself, whatever that was. Sometimes he would get on his knees to a child, a young girl, and say, "Will you marry me?" Now that's pretty weird, or is it? Not you don't understand. His consciousness was when he's saying that he said, "Will you marry God?" Basically, that's what he was thinking. He didn't want to. No, will you marry? The devotees think like that. The only reason I know that because I understand. The Lord gives me those realizations. It protects me from, have being actually offensive towards beings like that. Or he's sucking on Malini's breast, breast milk, and she didn't have any milk, and it just appeared, naturally, because his relation he was doing really externally his relations with the devotees externally. And the Lord said, "Oh well, don't show anybody, don't tell anybody that this is going." He would tell Nalini and Srivas, "Shh, don't. This is too much for now." But it's in the book now. You see, afterwards. So it's not that it's a license, but it's a scientific thing. When you have ecstatic devotion, it burns away, hundreds of millions of sins just from one awakening. And this is science. Look at Ajamil. He didn't even have devotion. He just had this they call namabas. And what does the scripture say? What is about that? Millions of lifetimes of sin were burned away by namabas. Could you imagine? There's much more than namabas in this sangha chanting. Many of the devotees here, they're chanting with prema. People have no idea the power in this sangha here. If you even examine it through the eyes of the scriptures, the conclusiveness you can get and understand. I mean, I'm just what I'm saying right now. I'm also, how does it put together? It's just amazing. This is because of the power of prema bhakti that's been given through our sangha. I don't care. Thousands of people can come against this. It doesn't matter, man. This is the truth, man. Prema bhakti is here and it's here to stay. And it's here to save the world. People are going to be saved by becoming prema devotees, just like these books say. That's our service, our work here. You don't like it? Go into the Vaidipayal for a while, and you can watch. Go sit on the bleachers and watch all these people relishing prema bhakti and devotion and ecstasy. Right, Govinda? They can sit in the bleachers and watch and complain. "Ah!" You can root for the Vaidi team over there. Go root for the ISKCON Guru team. We're on the field. We're playing ball now, man. Right, Freddie? In this, we're on the team. We're a team. We're on the team. We're playing ball. We got the opposite side. We got the ISKCON Gurus. We got them all up there, man. Yeah, they're on the opposite side. The ISKCON Gurus, the Gaudiya Math, and the Gaudiya Samiti. And we're coming out there, man. And most people are right now going, boo, boo, Lord Chaitanya's amazing, great, boo. Doesn't matter, man. We're out there playing. They are. We don't care, man. We're gonna win. We know. We got Krishna on the side. We got Lord Chaitanya. Got the order of Prabhupada. Let them boo for after a while. They will start playing. Yay! We're winning, right? We're already winning. Look at 14 people in the midday watching this thing. For years. I've been playing ball with just basically myself and Sachi, just us two. Now we got 14 people watching the replays. We got a core team here. We got Freddie there up there and on second base now. He went from right field. Now he's on second base. Up there. Got Tom there with Krishna behind him. Got Govinda stoned. Yeah. Oh, and Janaki. Yeah, we got Janaki. We got Amy Rose. We got Bhakta Tom. We got who else we got here on this? We got Lalita Ganga, man. She's our slugger, man. She's up there. She's a what do you call Mickey Mantle? Remember that guy, Mickey Mantle? Anybody? Mickey Mantle? He would always hit home runs. She's our home run hitter. She just sits down, Hare Krishna, and then laughs for like half an hour an hour or sometimes. Oh man, we got a lot of hitters. Who else do we got here? Let's see. Well, yeah, Fanny. Oh my God, and she's right into the major leagues already. Man. Look at that, man. Fanny. she's our what do you call our witness? Just by sitting on her fanny, he became enlightened, self-realized. That's true, isn't it? All she does comes to the sadhu sangha. Sit on her fanny. What a great witness. Who wouldn't want such an easy path? Right, Fanny?
Tell her the meaning of Fanny.
Oh, she probably doesn't know. It's an English thing. Fanny. Anyway, Fanny, forget I even said this. Rajiv, we got Rajiv also. Hey, man, regular attendance. And he brings friends too, I noticed. A lot of times he'll bring a friend to the program. So, anyway, we got Madhusudan. He's over there. Yes. Yeah, okay. We got a lot of team members. We've got 15 others. We've got a few, must have a few spies out there too. People watching, checking us out. Maybe that William from Arizona or something. Some of these guys, spies. He's just sitting in the background trying to find what's we're doing wrong. You can't find anything wrong thing. Everything is right here. It's beyond. It's not even right. It's devotional. Everything we do, ecstatic.
The 007 of ISKCON.
Yeah. So hey, what time is it getting to be? 2 o'clock already. Okay, I think we'll stop for a while here. So stay ready, man. We're gonna get you to read more another time in the morning, especially. Where were you? This were you in a side ground or something?
No, in the morning, at that time, I'm always cooking.
Oh yeah. Oh, we did try to get you up there, but you had a problem with the thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
What
yeah.
what did you do different now? Why is it working?
I didn't do anything. Well, I took the other tablet now, but yesterday it worked also on the other tablet, so it works on both. So what this afternoon happened or this morning happened, I don't know.
Okay, so next time you switch tablets, maybe it'll get it working.
Well, it did work on the other tablet too, so I don't know what happened.
Well, I mean, still, like if one tablet works, and then you can't. You got to do the new updated version, of the situation. So next time, if it doesn't work, use the other one. See what happens. Okay, my friends. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.